You think it's gonna be hard? I don't know. People are literally cutting all pleasant things in their life. Okay, so today I want to talk about dopamine fasting. And 1, the misinterpretations of it. 2, what the correct interpretations of this is. And 3, I'm going to do a dopamine fast and talk about what it's like throughout the week. So keep on watching.
Okay.
So first is the misinterpretations of the dopamine fast. So I've seen everywhere on YouTube where people are dopamine fasting, and it's fascinating to watch because people are literally cutting all pleasant things in their life out of their life. So they're like not socializing. I heard someone be like, I can't socialize with my friends because it's part of my dopamine fast. I think they took the word literally, like you're just not taking any or like you're not allowing dopamine to be produced in your brain, which is like not possible. But anyways, there's people are cutting socializing, exercising, certain types of food, like all sorts of things, because they think dopamine fasting is like literally cutting all of that stuff out. It sounds like from my anecdotal like YouTube research, some people have benefits from it, such as feeling more like happy feelings when they go back to their regular life because they're allowed, they enjoy the things that they cut out of their life more. But generally, there's no evidence that shows that doing something this drastic is that beneficial for you, although like it could be. What the dopamine fast was intended to do was to change a behavior. So there's such thing as unconditional response. Basically, if you get a reward every time you do a behavior, you become so accustomed to getting that reward that you continue doing the behavior. So for example, this is like using a phone. Let's say whenever I pick up my phone, when I'm bored, I get not bored anymore because there's so much on the internet. And so my reward is that I'm no longer bored when I go on my phone. But that means my unconditional response is to constantly go on my phone whenever I get bored. So that's a behavior that I would like to change. So that's going to be the behavior that I dopamine fast on with. I don't like English. But anyways, that's the unconditional response, and that's kind of how the dopamine fast is supposed to work. It's for a specific behavior. And the reward that I keep mentioning, it can be a positive reward or less of a negative reward. Anyways, there's 2 techniques for dopamine fasting. The first thing is stimulus control. It's basically just like preventing yourself from getting that reward. So for me, it would be like locking my phone up into a box and not touching it. The second technique is, what is it? Exposure and response prevention. Basically, it's like if I got my phone and then I had the urge to check my phone, and then I take a deep breath and I let that urge float away. It's kind of like meditation when you have a thought and you just like let it flow. Yeah, that's the idea for this exposure and response. What is it called? Exposure and response prevention. So those are the 2 techniques. And then there's also 2 methods for this dopamine fast. So there's obviously the fasting where you like don't allow yourself to do that behavior. And then there's the feasting that you can also add or just do on its own, which is like limiting the amount of time you can do that behavior. So let's say there's like a time cap, something like that would be a feasting. So in China, they actually implement the fasting and the feasting when it comes to gaming for minors. So in the software of like these gaming apps, software, whatever, downloaded on it is it prevents you from using the system during 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. So you can't use that. So that's a fasting. And then the feasting part is you can use as much of it every day as long as it's an hour and a half or 3 hours on the weekends. So that's the feasting part. So I really like that technique. So I want to use both of them. So for me, I want to try this dopamine fast with my phone because like I said, I don't like that I check it whenever I feel bored. I don't know what to do. I just like check my phone. That's my natural reaction now is to just check my phone. I don't know if I like that. So I'm going to do a fasting where I don't use my phone at all from 9 to 5. And my feasting part is I'm allowed to use 30 minutes for the next 7 days. And then there's exceptions. I'm allowed to use Google Maps, pick up calls. I mean, I can text and use Messenger on my computer, so I can do a lot of things that I can do on my phone on my computer. but I want to get rid of my behavior of constantly checking my phone. So let's see how the next 7 days goes. Wish me luck. You think it's gonna be hard? I don't know. I hope not. Okay, so it's the end of my fasting portion of day 1. So it's like 6 p.m. right now, so I haven't used my phone from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. except for Google Maps, and there are some new exceptions that I want to talk about. So I use my phone for taking notes, and I totally forgot, like that's not something I want to stop doing, so I'm going to allow myself to do that. Google Maps, I know. And then recording videos. I use my phone to record all of this, so obviously I want to keep doing that, so I use my phone for that. So there are a lot more exceptions than I had thought I would have, but that's okay because the phone is very useful for some of these things. And so yeah. Oh, and then the other thing I also use is my kanji learning app. I use my phone to like learn most of the kanji that I'm studying up for the Japanese proficiency exam. Check out my July plan with me. That's where I talk about all the goals that I have. So anyways, that's one of my goals. So I'm using my phone for that. So yeah, I guess I'm using my phone more than I thought, but it's definitely less than what I usually do. So I feel like my days are a little less chaotic, maybe. Like I'm not, when I go on my phone, I'm constantly swiping or like going through apps, but I feel like I'm just like bombarded by a lot of information. And so when I don't use my phone and I am like reading a book or just doing whatever else, I kind of feel like a little bit slowed down, like I can just kind of slow down my day a little bit. But other than that, no drastic changes, and it was a lot easier than I thought. But that might be because I was kind of busy today. Yeah, we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Okay, so it's the end of day 3, and there are some more things that I've thought about this detox fasting that I've been doing. So the one thing is that it's not that hard. Like, I don't know, I was expecting it to be a lot harder than I thought. Honestly, if I just like put my phone away and I don't see it, then it's not, I really don't have the urge to like go check it. So the stimulus control is definitely working. The urge is definitely there when I'm with people, especially people that I don't really hang out with that often, and they look at their phone. I definitely have a very strong urge to look at my phone. So that's something there that I've noticed. The other thing is I'm realizing how often I just like want to have my phone in my hand, like all the time. And so now I'm realizing like I don't have anything in my hand, and it's so nice actually, like especially when I'm like packing to go and just like, I don't know, moving in and out of the house. Like if I don't have my phone in my hand, it's just easier to like move around. I don't know, it's like one less thing to worry about almost. Yeah. Day 3 reflections.
Be the second round, she doesn't want that. So then the third.
Okay, so it's 5:07 on Sunday, which means I've completed 7 days of not using my phone for more than 30 minutes and not using it from 9 to 5, which is amazing. So I want to talk about some of the learnings that I got from this experiment. So the first thing is how easy it was during the weekdays and how difficult it was for the weekends. Because I feel like on the weekends I relax a little bit more and let myself like indulge in certain things, such as using my phone. So it's definitely harder on the weekends. The second thing I learned was like, I can't believe I finished a book. I can't believe I finished a book. So that just like shows to me how much time I go on my phone and how much time I don't need to go on my phone. Most of that time I spent reading that book this week. In the other weeks, I'm spending on my phone, and I don't even know why I'm spending that much time on my phone. I can't like, I don't know what else I need to use my phone for. But yeah, I can't believe I read a book in a week. I guess that wasn't learning, that was just more like, wow, I can't believe I can do that if I just like limit my phone usage. And then the third thing I learned was how many apps are actually useful for my phone. Like, I think sometimes I think of my phone synonymously to social media and like don't use it, like limit yourself to it. But actually there's so many reasons why the phone is so helpful. For example, I had so many exceptions, right? Like Google Maps, like my kanji learning app, but I also like use recipes on my phone that I save and have a shopping list for all the things that I need to buy for groceries. So I don't know, there's like so many different apps that I use to just like make life a little bit easier. And I want to keep those things, and I don't mind using my phone for those things. It's just I don't want to just use my phone when I'm bored. So that was also a learning for me, that I don't ever want to like fully cut using my phone, or I honestly don't think I ever want like a flip phone or anything, because it is useful to have a smartphone. It's just definitely easier to go on social media and like go into rabbit holes. So overall, I enjoyed the experiment, so I think I want to keep doing it. So I'm going to include this as a goal for my August plan with me. I'll post that in a couple days, hopefully. Yeah, so I want to keep doing this for a month and see how it goes, and see if it's gets better, like incorporated in my life, because right now it definitely still feels like an experiment, like I'm trying something new and it's not just naturally a part of my life yet. I hope you all try it. I think it's just a week. I think it would be, you know, a learning experience for all of you to kind of notice how often you do go on your phone and like when you have these urges. So try it out.